Hi, I'm Chris, and on this channel, I offer tips, guidance, and new perspectives on anxiety and OCD. Personally, in my own life, I suffered deeply with anxiety. It followed me throughout my childhood, and at the age of 11, I was also diagnosed with OCD. This followed me all the way into adulthood and throughout my 20s. The battle in my own head was absolutely exhausting, a constant bombardment of reoccurring thoughts which I just could not silence, and I'd resorted to completing compulsions to try and relieve some of this anxiety that these thoughts were provoking. The only time where I ever felt good was actually the first few seconds upon waking up in the morning before I realized what it was that I was worrying about that day. It was exhausting, it was overwhelming, and I felt completely broken and did not know what to do. Fortunately, I've made a full recovery from anxiety and OCD, and I've transformed myself into a calm, happy, and optimistic person. And what helped me do this was mainly new perspectives. So I'd like to just begin with talking to you about what OCD actually is. Now, the dictionary definition of OCD is something along the lines of a person who suffers reoccurring obsessions and compulsions which they feel they have no conscious control over, so then feel compelled to repeat over and over. Now, to me, this is a good description of what the symptoms of OCD are, but I see the core of the issue being something different. To me, the core of what OCD is subconscious exhaustion. Now, this condition steps in within certain personality types when we think and worry too much. There's normally a period of life which we go through, which could include losing a job, a divorce, the death of a loved one, the death of a pet, where we think and worry more than we normally would, or perhaps even we just work too hard. And this overwork, overthinking, just exhausts our biology. This is where OCD steps in. OCD is the unconscious mind projecting to us the message that we're exhausted, and what it wants us to do is to return home and just stop thinking, stop worrying, so we can relax and recharge. The subconscious mind doesn't care about your job, it doesn't care about your relationships. All it cares about is you being recharged and biologically well so that you can re engage with life. I'm sure if you look at some of the patterns within your own life, you'll be able to see this, particularly in compulsions. Um, we check locks, we make sure things are lined up, we make sure the oven and the hob aren't left on, we're constantly cleaning, we have obsessions with hygiene. Can you see that these things are all things that are trapping you at home? So you're not getting on with your life, you're at home, and it's hoping that you'll stop worrying and just recharge. But of course, all of these things that are happening just make us worry more. And this just deepens the problem of OCD because you cannot think your way out of OCD because OCD is a condition of thinking and worrying too much. So by analysing all the thoughts, wondering what they mean, trying to find answers to everything, predicting the future for potential outcomes, this just ingrains the problem of OCD and keeps us stuck and keeps us in the trap which OCD uses to scare us. People with pure O also have these this message is also being produced from people with pure O, but they don't have typical OCD compulsions. Not as much in the sense that they physically have to do something. It's more so mental compulsions. And people with pure O seem to think that they don't really have compulsions. But if you actually look at your behaviors, what Puro does is it's an avoidance tactic. So Puro provides us with potentially harmful thoughts about children, which means that you may avoid going outside in case there are children around, um, which then you so you don't have to worry about potentially harming or potentially having sexual thoughts about children, this sort of thing. I'm sure you can see any number of patterns that OCD uses to trap us and just keep us at home. So what I'm planning to do with this video series is make it as interactive as possible. I would like to answer your questions personally. So if you do want to talk about a specific issue that you are having with OCD, if it's a thought pattern, if it's breaking compulsions, or if it's how to live a more fulfilled life, head on over to my website at pathtoinnerwellness.com and complete the submissions form at the bottom. And I will try and make a video regarding your specific issue, answering it as anonymously, of course. So until next time, thanks for watching.